Okay, I'll tell you what I'm thinking. Tell you what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, how does a band going on tour, playing in front of three people, from dive bar to dive bar, pay anybody's dues or do anything for anybody's career? Like realistically, like when you play for a total of 50 people that are drunk in your whole tour, your whole tour plays a total of 100 fans. They're not even fans, they're just drunks at the bar. You know what I mean? So so what I was thinking is what you got to do for the problem is bands have to sell themselves at the start of their careers. Musicians have to sell themselves at the start of their careers. So just like a promoter, just like an actual promoter, this is like a promoter group here that works at curating fans that want to hear new acts that are quality. So basically, what the promoter will do is make sure maybe do a showcase with you, and and with that showcase, decide whether or not you're good enough for the fans. Maybe they'll come watch you jam, come watch you practice or whatever. This sort of thing. So this group works on putting together fans that want to hear good music. So you can also do established acts too, right? Because you want to hear good music, and these fans are coming to hear good music, good bands, good sound checks. You got your sound guy, you got a good sound check, you got a good stage, you got a good venue, and it's not a dive bar to dive bar. But what this is it's a group, so you can have more than one venue. You can actually be promoting for more than one venue because it's a group, and it's a connection between fans and emerging artists. So what this group will do is it'll put together the fans for emerging artists, and then it'll seek out emerging artists and emerging talent, so you're not forced to sell yourself. And then you open up from city to city, and then you do this in more than one city. You put together a black book. See, that's the thing about being a promoter. It's your black book that really matters. It's your connection to other promoters and other tours and other artists. Because when you're a promoter now, it's like the artist brings in the fans. The artist does your work. You have to do good work at booking good artists, so they'll bring in the fans for you, right? So this one's going to be a bit more fan connected, where you bring in the fans, where you're bringing in the fans, and artists are emerging to play for these fans. So that's the idea, is to put together a club or a business, or like, and then a record label, things like a record label or multiple record labels, or media, like a magazine, or some sort of media promotion, or access to distribution and um, publishing, like exactly where you put together the whole connection of industries in the music industry. We do publication, distribution, media, record label, touring, and showcasing. So exactly, the idea is that you want new talents that don't have to that get to play in front of fans, just like a talent show does. Just like a talent show, when you play in front of a talent show, and you can get that on like YouTube. People can go on YouTube and put their talent show performance on there and get a fairly good reception on it. And yeah, with the tools and powers that you have today, putting together a promoter group for emerging artists, so they don't have to sell themselves, because so they can focus on the music, so they don't have to focus on the selling themselves. And then you can also do things like tell them that you're really selling clothes here, you're really selling earrings, you're really selling hats, you're really selling shoes, you're really selling cars, or you're really selling apartments, or you're really selling, you know what I mean? And to put together videos and put together a look or something that really sells, put together a gimmick, You know, all these things that bands will do to go the extra mile. You can teach them. You know, you can coach them, exactly. You can coach them and teach them and give them. The idea is to build the community and center the community around the fans. You know, put together a group of people that can put fans together. You know, find a group of people that can put fans together, give the fans what they want, give them good talent, and get them to show up at multiple different venues. And then they can work on the artist deal. Then they can work on the coaching and all the, you know, the publishing, the distribution, etc. And like you see a couple groups like this on like the internet, like Pure Noise Records and stuff like that, where they have new artists all the time. They have a good studio, like they have a SSL console that they mix everything through, and all the bands have the same. They all sound the same though, because they all have the same kind of demo, the same gear and stuff. But but that's essentially what you want to try to do. Put together like Century Media, put together a media group, and basically find a model of success. You want to find a model of success that you can alter and open up in other cities too. And even if you do it like within close proximity, like you could have a Western group or something like that, exactly like or Central Media Group, Central Media or whatever, exactly. But so that's the idea. That's the idea, is to take that project up and, like I said, mold it and find a way to be successful with it. And because that's what artists need. This is what artists need, really. And then I think you'll be really successful in finding people that want to find an artist that will really make it. You know, you'll find a whole bunch of people that want to really make it, but you also find a whole bunch of people that want to be a part of somebody's career, that in some way that they do really make it. Exactly. And this is a way to collect the emerging artists and, you know, set their career on the right foot. You know, give them fans and stuff to play for, and a community of people all taking an actual step in the music industry. We have publishing, distribution, record label, T-shirts, you know, Patreon, YouTube, Facebook. Exactly. We're doing everything that you know that you should be doing, and you know that the fans are seeing what you're doing. So you do all this, and fans are seeing it, right? Exactly, like we're like a group. But anyway, okay, that's enough.